It is Wellness Wednesday, it is Hump Day, and it is Mornings with Luann and Tim. How are you doing?
Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope you had an awesome evening and you're going to have a great day today.
Rain, Luann.
It's not Michael though.
Hurricane Michael.
Right?
Has it hit landfall yet?
Well, no, not yet, but it is now a Category 4, and people, other news outlets are saying if you haven't evacuated yet and you've been asked to or made to, your window is getting really small now because it's coming. It's going to be disastrous.
Is it?
Disastrous. The panhandle is going to be nasty.
Really? Oh, man.
I saw some footage this morning that we're going to run during the newscast, and there's you know how they have the beachside bars?
Yes.
The tide was high and like hitting the walls of the bar.
Yes.
And he's not expected to land, but like miles and miles away from there. And it's still affecting.
And it's already that the waters are high.
The rain that
already.
we have is actually from him.
Seriously?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's huge.
See, you know weather.
He's huge.
But Craig just told us about our weather. Friday. Are you ready for it?
Don't hate us. Snow squalls. Chances are we could get 1 to 2 centimeters.
That's not that much. That's only that.
And it'll melt again by Halloween, right?
Why is Halloween always so crappy?
Because it's at a crappy time of year. I mean, really. Chances are.
We had, what was that? I don't remember. See, they all blend together, but I don't know. I just wish for the kids' sake it wouldn't rain and snow.
Well, and for the
just
parents'
nice,
sake.
Cold, like, I don't mind a chilly evening, okay, but why the rain
and the
wet?
wind and the snow but you know what? Once you're dressed up, I remember that when I was a kid. It snowed or it rained, not all the time, but you know, it's unpredictable. But
my pillowcase used to get pretty heavy when it got wet.
But mine was heavy from all the candies.
Yeah, pillowcases.
Which I love, pillowcases.
We used to have pillowcases.
Us too.
Full, and it would last months.
My brothers, when they were old enough to go by themselves, both of them would come home, empty the pillowcase, and go back out again.
Oh, we would do that too.
Really?
Yes, but if we get too heavy, we come home and dump it out and go the other way.
Really?
Yeah, we'd go one direction, like towards Sacred Heart School, and then come back, dump it, and then go the other way.
Yeah.
There's fluff floating around
There's
here.
just fluffies.
Yeah.
I did all my relatives down one street and
that was it.
Full.
Half of Espinola's your relative.
Yeah.
They're doing really cool things this Halloween too. Like there's a couple things going on. There's the one that's going on is at Northwood Funeral Home. They're doing in the parking lot for kids with mobility issues.
Awesome.
You can decorate your car. And
really?
And you bring your treats in your car, right? And then you go park at the parking lot at the funeral home. And kids who have mobility issues will come there and they'll just come to your car. And you give them trick or treats out of your car.
How awesome is that?
I know, right?
So who cares about the weather? You're sitting in your car.
Yeah. And then there's
Timmy's?
other things too. I'm going to find out. I'll do a whole rundown of the different Halloween things that are going, because other organizations are also doing really cool things for Halloween.
Did you say which funeral home?
I said it was Northwood.
Okay.
It's in the parking lot of Northwood, but it's early. It's like the 13th. Is that for?
That's this Friday.
Holy smokes! I better find out who's running that
or
one.
Saturday.
I'll let you know.
It's Saturday.
Anyway, I'll find out who it is. That's because
that's awesome. Yeah. What a great idea. I also liked when if your kids are really, 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 really tiny, and you just want to get them dressed up because it's cute. I like how the Station Mall also has, and historically has had their little do the store.
Oh,
round.
I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah.
That's nice and dry and easy there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think for some reason, when I had Jamie Boston on from Algoma Autism Foundation, I feel like he talked about something for children with autism, a special Halloween thing. I gotta find that.
Like a
quiet, didn't I?
Like a quiet area?
Maybe he was the Northwood Funeral Home one. I'll find out. I'm sorry that I can't remember if you're watching anybody from the Algoma Autism Foundation. I will get on that and report back on that.
Reporting back?
American Music Awards were big last
Holy
night.
Man! The dresses and the non-dresses. The dresses that tried to be there, but...
Taylor Swift was the big winner.
She's...
22 trophies. She surpassed Whitney Houston's record.
Yes. That's phenomenal.
I watched.
Did you?
I watched
all of it?
No, I couldn't stay up for all of it. I didn't know half the people. That was part of the problem. I
Yeah.
was so out of the loop. Keith knew a bunch of them. And
Yeah.
he was like, oh, I want that one to win. Oh, no, I don't want him to win. He knew
See,
who
I
they
know
were,
I know
but-
them just from working in radio for the last 8 years or so. Yeah.
No, and so many names I had no idea.
Right.
And, but I watched her opening number with the big cobra and everything, and I just don't think that she's a great singer. I'm
No.
sorry.
No.
And she's not a fantastic dancer either.
I don't like the way she moves, to be honest. She's.
No, I don't.
I think you said it this morning
What did I
the
say?
right way. You said she doesn't have the strongest voice.
It's a little voice.
Yeah. I think it's pretty, but it's very.
Like the number she did last night was really like it's like hip hoppy rock and rolly kind of.
And the way she was dressed
I don't
was-
even know. Look at me saying hip hop. Like I don't even know music genres. I got something in my eye. Pardon me for doing this, but I don't know what it is. It's probably sleep because I'm tired. So we don't have a monitor, so I can't go through the fashions right now. So because I can't see who's bringing up. So maybe for mid-show we can get a monitor in here so I can actually see the
that would
pictures
be
Michael's
awesome.
bringing up, and we can look at some of the
'Cause
fashions.
some of them are lovely and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, the other thing that I read in headlines today that really disturbed me. Greenpeace did a cleanup in Vancouver. I guess it was a worldwide thing that they do a day when they go and they do cleanups. So they do an audit of the trash that they collect. And out of 10,000 liters of trash that they found, 75% was plastic. And there are the top offenders, Nestle and Tim Hortons. They are the top plastic polluters in Canada. Now, Nestle, of course, owns a whole other umbrella. It's
Right.
an umbrella organization. Like I think they own Pepsi, don't they, and stuff?
I don't know.
Anyway, Nestle has a lot of smaller companies, so they were
But they also sell those Nestle's milkshakes in those plastic containers.
they were the number one offender. Nestle's
Oh.
number two offender is Tim Hortons. Number three was McDonald's. Starbucks is up there, and so is Coca-Cola. Food wrappers were the number one thing found on the beach in the waters and stuff. And so the top five, those ones that I mentioned, accounted for 46% of the identifiable trash.
Oh
So
my
Greenpeace
gosh.
has talked to these companies, and they're all saying we're going to pledge to do better. We're still working on getting recycling stuff and getting rid of the plastics. But Nestle came out and said this is clearly an indicator that more infrastructure is needed in our society to handle this trash. In other words, if there were receptacles, if there was more education, they can only do so much, and they're saying the companies
Well,
can
they
only
can
do so much.
They can stop producing it, put it in a carton.
They could also be responsible for the programs that educate people or that create trash containers. Like, what if you had trash containers on the beach sponsored by Nestle?
Exactly.
Anyway, they're turning it around and saying that it's an infrastructure problem that our society needs to learn to handle the trash that we have. So, I guess they're turning it back on us.
Well, you know what? I think that's a cop-out myself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Take a closer look at how you're producing it. And like I said, nowadays, cardboard is like steel, you know?
Yes.
So throw all your stuff in cardboard. I don't get it. I don't understand that.
It can be so, yes.
Yeah. Hey, did you see the Mediterranean boat crash?
Okay, I saw this.
Right?
I saw this on Twitter. The two
A
ships
cargo
collided.
ship is in the Mediterranean, hit another cargo ship.
I saw the picture. They're in the middle of the ocean.
Just the two of them, by themselves. And I mean, he T-boned them.
T-boned them.
Like the front of his boat's like in the boat.
How? I don't.
What, were you sleeping?
Was it dark out? They have radar.
Yeah, or they should.
Doop.
Maybe he fell asleep. He's the guy on the end of the
But
boat.
what about the guy that was? So if you're out
Right.
and the guy's coming at you, pardon me for burping in the middle of a sentence. Coffee.
What else is new?
No, wait a second. So you're the guy that's gonna get hit. Wouldn't you be like, hello? You're coming at us, really?
Yeah.
You know,
Right?
don't they talk to each other? They have radios.
But you know what? I'm thinking maybe the larger ship, it's more difficult for it to move. So
Well, how fast are they going in the ocean? You
they're
can't-
going fast enough. Like
turn.
a freighter.
You can't
like
turn.
a freighter goes fast enough.
I
You
know,
can't turn a
but you
freighter
can-
on a dime, though. You're right.
But they had a whole ocean. I don't understand how it
Yeah.
happened. There'll be an investigation.
There will be an investigation.
Maybe they were sleeping.
I bet it sounds like everybody was sleeping.
Okay, so sometimes when we talk about, you know how I accuse you of talking about bad news all the time and how you bring me down?
Yeah.
Don't bring me down. So this is the thing. Like you talk about Trump, and you talk about Kavanaugh, and you talk about Me Too, and then you talk about pollution, and you talk about hurricanes, and
Those are called trending issues.
yeah. Okay, but the thing is, it can really affect people's well-being.
Yeah.
Bad news can really bring you down.
You're talking to a journalist, though, so I have no...
So I'm going to help us out
Oh, good.
by my guest today. It's World Mental Health Day.
Awesome!
It's Wellness Wednesday. So
You're going to help yourself.
Canadian Mental Health Association, Lisa Caracato's back, and we're going to talk about how we can stay. You know what? You take your body. When you work out your body, you do a regime. You pay attention to how you work out, how you eat.
Oh, yeah.
We got to do the same thing for our minds.
Yes.
Self-care is huge. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk to Lisa a little bit on today, World Mental Health Day, about how we can take care of ourselves and get over some of these things that bring us down.
And to recognize the signals, maybe, too.
Absolutely.
You know?
And then I have taped an interview with, the Air Cadets. They're so great, the 155 Air Cadets. We've had them on the show before. In the
Boy, are
spring
they
they were
dedicated.
on. Well, I like featuring youth that are making, doing things, that are getting out there and
Positive, proactive kids.
role models, doing really interesting things. And so anyway, Tyler Duncan, he was the piper. He bagpiped us in one day.
Remember?
So I had Tyler back in, and we did a great interview talking about how things are going for him these days. And we're going to
good.
feature some of those guys that we met next week as well. I'm going to have, I had Ethan Irwin in today. He's the guy, the glider pilot. Really cool interview. He'll be on next Wednesday. So anyway, today it's Tyler Duncan. We'll be back with that interview right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
'Cause I love a rainy night. Yeah, I love a rainy night. Well, I love a rainy night. When you get caught between the moon and New York City, I know it's crazy, but it's true.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim, and joining me in the studio right now, welcome back, Tyler Duncan.
Thanks for having me.
This is you were on the show before. You piped us into work one morning.
Yeah.
Tyler is the pipe major. Are you the pipe major or a pipe major?
The pipe major.
He's the pipe major for the 155 Borden Gray GC Pipe and Drum Band. So, but you had a very interesting summer.
Yeah, I did.
Where did you go?
Got to go to CTC Blackdown.
CTC, does that stand for?
Cadet Training Center.
Cadet Summer Training Center.
Yeah.
Blackdown.
Yeah.
Which is the Borden, what is that?
It's located in CFP Borden. Yeah.
CFP Borden. Borden is an actual...
It's a military base.
A
yeah.
military base outside of Barrie, Ontario?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long were you gone?
I was gone for 6 weeks this summer. Yeah.
So this is pretty cool. 6 weeks. I don't see, when I think about cadet training, I didn't realize you get 6 weeks of intense musical training.
Yeah.
So like you spend your entire day, most of your day,
Yeah.
from what time do you wake up in the morning?
6 in the morning.
You got to wake up at 6, but then you also have to pipe the first thing in the morning.
Yeah, so if it depends on what piper's doing it that day, but most of the time it was me, so I'd be up around 5:30 instead.
You had to get up extra early to wake everybody else up.
Yeah.
Do the pipes actually wake people up, or does it like pipe them to breakfast or something like that?
Yeah, it is. we wake them up. But
You
we
actually
we
wake
also
them
play
up.
a breakfast call.
You
too
play a
as well.
breakfast call too, and then you
Yeah.
do a lights out.
Yeah, and there's a couple other like meal calls between
Meal calls as well.
And at 8 o'clock at night, we'd play the flags down as well.
I can't recall if I asked you this the last time you were on the show. Did you pipe before you joined the cadets, or did it happen after?
No, as soon as I joined, I started playing because I had family history.
I remember that part of it, family history. So now, what would a typical day be like at the camp for you then?
You get up at 6, breakfast at 6:15. You'd go back to your rooms, you'd make sure they're clean, get inspected, and then you'd go. Yeah, that's
They
the
get
hard part.
inspected?
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And then you'd go to our band building, which is a pretty nice building, and you'd practice until lunch, and then depending on the day, you'd practice certain stuff for performances or parades as well. Or
And you actually had to also do drills for marching?
yeah, we'd practice our marching as well, just keep the band looking professional.
So how many hours a day then?
Most of the day.
Most of the day?
I don't know exactly how many hours.
And this is a
but, yeah.
huge base, right?
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
massive.
it says here, it's 2,300 cadets from the Army, Air, and Sea Cadet Corps and squadrons from across Ontario.
Yeah, and those are just the course cadets. You got the staff too.
193 staff cadets.
Yeah.
And 179 adult staff members.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Now, this is all funded by a combination, it's a partnership, the Department of National Defense.
Yeah.
And then they work in affiliation with the different leagues. So the Air Cadet League, the Army Cadet League, and the Navy League, right? And then the way that the funds are divided up, so like the Department of National Defense will take care of transportation, uniforms, things like training, like the training, what would you call it, the packages, right? Like all the information
all the different
and stuff.
courses, yeah.
They set up the camp, but then the actual leagues are in charge of sort of determining the programming and
Yeah, the different courses per each type
so
of
for
cadet,
instance,
yeah.
they'll look at this. You're cadet. What are you? What kind of cadet are you?
Air cadet.
Air.
Yeah.
I've done my research, as you can tell. So you're an Air Cadet, which means that the Air Cadet League would say, okay, we want the Air Cadets to focus on this, and therefore we're going to create this kind of programming and facilitate that, and that's the focus we're going to go in, right?
Yeah. Each branch of the cadets has their own like specific courses. So in Navy League, or the Sea Cadets will have like a bunch of sailing courses and anything to do with anything Navy related. Army Cadets will have a bunch of like expedition courses to help them when in the field and all that. And the Air Cadets have a bunch of aviation courses.
Aviation courses.
Yeah. that's right.
Does every one of those leagues have their own band?
Yeah, all the band courses are mixed together. So each of those will have the option to go to take a band course as well. So that's all 3 cadet units or cadet branches in that course.
So when you were piping, when you were going in and marching and piping and rehearsing and learning,
Yeah.
you were with cadets from other leagues as well.
Yeah, there were Army Cadets and Sea Cadets as well.
Wow.
Mainly other Army Cadets. So
Now, and it says here that you've earned your level 5 in piping. And how many levels are there?
5,
How old are you?
16.
Well, what have you left for yourself to do now? What comes after level 5? What do you do next?
Teach. That's about it.
So this
yeah.
is what's so now do you have an actual option to go back and become a staff cadet then?
Yeah,
Now that
for the
you've
next
reached
2
level
years
5?
I can. Yeah.
You can go back and then you get paid for that?
Yeah.
What a cool summer job.
Yeah.
But and then when you attend, you don't pay to attend either.
Nope,
It's all
not at all.
taken care of by the Department of National Defense and the different leagues.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So 6 weeks though, did you get lonely?
No, you make a lot of friends over the summer because it's all people that are doing the same thing as you and have the same love for the same things as you. So you're meeting people that you're going to have a good time with, basically.
Right on. And then is there also funding? The United Way is involved in this. The 155 Squadron. Oh no, you helped the United Way.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, to reduce poverty by helping with the United Way focus outcomes, which are workforce entry and essential services.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do a lot in the community too, don't you?
Yeah, in the community we do a lot as well. So
Yeah.
not just over the summer.
Not just year round.
Yeah,
And you
year
guys get together every Wednesday
Every Wednesday, yeah.
at the armories?
Yeah.
And you're currently recruiting, is that true?
Yeah, we are recruiting right now. Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody to say? Why would you encourage someone to attend to just check it out?
The program has a lot to offer, and it's free, and it offers a lot to people actually. But it's just a really, it's a good program that has a lot to offer. I don't know.
All right, and so ages 12 to 18.
Yeah.
And you can just if you're interested, you can just show up at the armories, 6:30 to 9:30.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
The armories is on Pine Street, in case you didn't know that. And now we're gonna give you a little moment here. We're gonna do a magical edit because we're recording this interview in advance. We're gonna do a little magical edit, and we're gonna allow you to pipe us out from this segment with the what's the song? What's the tune that you played for the Lights Out?
Yeah, it's just called Lights Out.
But you got to warm your pipes up for like 10 minutes and tune them and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to put the audience through that because trust me, my brother played the bagpipes. It's not pretty when they tune. Sounds like you're killing a cat. But you're going to play us out. We're going to get to hear you play. And then also over the course of the segment, I think we're going to insert a bit of a YouTube clip of you actually playing in the summertime with all those people. So,
Okay.
All right. So let's magic of television. When we come back, Tyler's going to pipe us out. Okay, every time I talk to you in a break, I find out how more impressive you are, So level 5, we were talking about his level 5, that is like unheard of. It's so rare. Like one of the stats we heard was like maybe in 20 years, 4 people at Borden received that. And we're not sure that that's positive, but it sounds like it's pretty, somewhere around there. So that's really impressive. Also, look at this. 2 years in a row, Advanced Musician Leadership Award. You've received this. Yeah. And this commissioner coin, is that what it's called?
Coin.
Commander's coin. Yeah. The guy that's in charge of like the 2,000 people at Borden chose you for this. You're something else, you. All right, so congratulations.
Thanks.
We're very proud of you here in Sault Ste. Marie.
Go ahead and play your, what's it called?
Lights out.
Lights out. Now listen to this. This is the last thing I want to do after hearing this is fall asleep. But whatever. I guess it's all part of the gig. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Tyler Duncan. Take it away, Tyler. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Baby takes the morning train. He works from 9 till 5 and then he takes a nap.
There is always something there to remind me. Always something there to remind me.
I love that song.
What song was it?
Always something there to remind me.
Oh, there's always something there to remind me about all the terrible things I've done in my life.
Those are called people.
It's called Catholic guilt. Okay, so I found out trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat.
That's the thing, and it is Algoma Autism Foundation, and we did talk about it on the show with Jamie Boston, and it is this Saturday, October the 13th, and here's the definition: a fun and interactive event for children with special needs and or sensory sensitivities and their siblings to experience the joy of trick-or-treating that is non-threatening and accessible.
That's so awesome.
No gore, please. Decorate your car, do Halloween, just don't scare the kids. Okay?
Yeah, don't freak them out.
It's also an event for the soup kitchen.
Oh!
So bring a non-perishable food item or things like socks, toothbrushes, toothpaste, infant items and women's items, and stuff a trunk. There you go.
And where is it?
Trunk or treat, Northwood Funeral Home, 2 o'clock, Saturday, October the 13th.
What an awesome
You
idea.
can get
Have
more
a great
information.
time.
Algoma Autism Foundation has a Facebook page, and it's on Eventbrite. They do ask, they're asking for just a registration with tickets, just I think so they can know how many kids to expect. Because I
right.
guess this is an annual event, and they've had huge responses, and they want to be prepared.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's such a great idea.
Now,
Back to the music.
Fashions.
Boy, last night, oh my goodness. So many pretty dresses, so many not so pretty.
not so pretty. Okay, so
Dresses.
Heidi Klum, I think, is first up, and I looked at this outfit. That's not the one. I mean, that's Heidi. Is that Heidi Klum? Oh, well, there was one that she was wearing was like black mesh, and it looked like she was wearing a lampshade and a brothel. But that's not too bad.
It looked very macrame-ish.
Yeah, where's
It wasn't that one.
Is Post Malone the next guy?
Yeah, I saw him.
His outfit.
My word, why?
Silver high-heeled shoes and
Why?
turquoise, and it was just he needs
Like
to
the
make-
whole suit, the pants and everything.
Yeah,
Gross.
Queen Herbie. Queen. She spells
Kveen?
it Qveen. That's she's next. I don't know where she is. Is there no picture of her? Cardi B. What? That's Queen Herbie. She
Oh!
also looks like she's wearing a bit of a lampshade, isn't she? On
It
her
looks
skirt
like she's
there?
got some.
There's
flowers
issues.
or
Yeah,
something
no,
there.
those flowers were a big thing. Like Cardi B was all in flowers. Is she next, Cardi B?
Yeah, that's
Look back.
hideous though. Like nice.
And then after the event was over, she took off her headpiece and whacked Nicki Minaj across the head.
Yeah.
Because they had gotten that fight that
Cut
time
off.
about her being. She actually made a speech when she won. Remember, she was talking about to Nicki Minaj. They got in a fight about her parenting
Yes,
skills.
yes.
In her acceptance speech, she said, "I want to thank my daughter, not because she's my daughter, but because people said that after I had a baby, I would never make it, and I wouldn't do any good. And my daughter's proving everybody wrong, because I guess she's proud of her daughter or whatever." So, anyway,
A little shot there.
Michael and Kyle Trewartha. I have no idea who they are, but if this is the fashion trend for our youth, I don't understand. I just.
God, tunic tops.
And then now those are siblings. Check out these siblings, Hallie and Chloe.
Ew!
What?
What?
I know.
Seriously?
They're sisters, and
Are they doing the angel look or what?
They could maybe going to sing in a choir.
Yeah, right? It looks
But I
like,
don't-
yeah.
But did those come off later? I don't even know. It's kind of like The Handmaid's Tale without the hats.
Yes,
Poppy.
it
Who
is.
the heck is Poppy?
Poppy, Poppy. Whoa, she's popping.
She's also got a thing over her face. A leather thing covering
Mask.
her face, and it looks like she's wearing a chenille bedspread that somebody's cat got at. I
And
don't
then,
know.
and it's pinkish, and she's wearing black boots. ish.
Black Everett. I don't understand.
I don't get
What
it.
is that thing over the face? Is that a statement?
Yeah.
Can somebody help me? And then
Yeah.
finally, Zach sang. Is this the guy? Where is Zach coming up? I don't know what he was. Oh, he doesn't look bad there. I don't know. There were some different fashions that I saw on the Vogue.com thing that was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Some of them are
I'm not
nasty.
gonna dress like those people.
You know who wasn't
If you
nasty?
dress like that in Sault Ste. Marie, what would happen to you?
You get kicked out of town.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Jennifer Lopez. Oh my word. Seriously, that woman's like 48 or something.
Is she?
I don't know what she does to
Amazing. Keep everything up.
pick things up, but my goodness, she's very.
I think Jane Fonda
Young.
shared secrets with her because they did that movie together, Monster-in-Law.
Yes,
Jane-
they did.
Yeah, and
Yes,
Jane Fonda is
yes.
like what 70, whatever.
Yeah.
Or 8, yeah. And
But you know
looks-
what? If I was that rich, I'd have
We keep talking about that.
boobs like up there too, and a little tiny waist.
Boy, you don't have any money, do you? Because I
I'm so broke.
so are your boobs.
Stop it. Yeah, they don't work anymore.
No, they're good.
Yeah, shush,
You look
shush.
great.
Yeah.
You
Thanks for that, Tim.
you do. You always look pretty, and you're all put together. And when, hey,
Oh,
for the debates,
yes.
that's today at noon. Don't
Today,
forget that
Ward
either.
3. Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I
gonna
was
be
just
good.
thinking you look really pretty for the debates the other night. So
Oh, thank
that made me think of
you.
you. Okay, so you started, I finished. Stay tuned. Luann has the news next on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
You always finish.
I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh yeah. I don't wanna do your dirty work no more.
Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
I have $100 worth of tickets in my hand right now.
Wow.
For Jay Amar. Sad news.
What?
Nobody answered the question right from
you
yesterday. So rather than giving 2 tickets away, I'm going to give 4 tickets away today to
Woohoo!
Jay Amar's CD release concert, which is Saturday, October the 13th. This Saturday, 8 p.m. at the Tech.
So awesome.
$25
What a
of value,
talent.
and Jay gave us these tickets to give away. So 4 tickets. You have to answer this trivia question before midnight tonight. You have to reply to timothy@superiormedia.ca, and your question is, including Your Perfect Matador, how many studio albums has Jay Amar released? Answer that question correctly,
I know.
and your name will go in a draw, and we'll draw tomorrow morning, and somebody's going to win 4 tickets, $100 value. Well, $30 at the door, so really it could be $120 value
Yes,
for
yeah.
Jay's party, his concert this weekend. So okay,
Awesome. Where's this concert again?
at the Tech at 8 o'clock.
Awesome.
Yeah, Marcy Bell.
Yes, Marcy Bell from the Algoma District School Board is going to be on Top Story this morning, a little bit later on, around 10:30 or so, and we're going to talk about EQAO results and how Sault Ste. Marie schools did compared to provincial numbers.
They're down.
They're down.
Marcy's. You're gonna have to interview Marcy, and she's gonna have to. Well, she's wonderful. I know Marcy from doing youth engagement theater, and when she was a superintendent.
Oh,
Marcy was a principal, teacher, then principal, now superintendent, and she's really come up through the ranks. Talk about somebody who
she sounds dedicated.
loves the students.
Really?
Oh, Marcy's amazing. Yeah, she plans great activities and stuff too. I think
I
she's
love
a great
anybody
leader.
like that because both my daughters are teachers. So
Have you not
I get
interviewed
it.
Marcy yet?
I don't believe I have.
I talked to her when we were talking about the sexual health curriculum. Oh,
Oh,
that's news.
what?
Remember you told me yesterday about the
Yes.
who's got it now? It's the who got involved? Human rights. What?
Yeah, the Human Rights Commission
Yeah.
is.
They got involved in the lawsuit
Yeah, they're jumping on board a lawsuit that's like a larger
against the
lawsuit.
provincial government for putting in that changing the curriculum and taking
Yeah.
stuff out.
Human rights.
Human rights, when you make decisions to do those kinds of things politically, you got to be careful because I have a feeling that the they're going to end up on the wrong side of history on this one. I think.
Well-
I think the courts are going to rule and realize that they are taking away people's human rights by taking away that education and inclusiveness. And so I think that it's going to be very interesting to see what
Well, to
happens.
me too, it's all about protection, right? In my mind, as a parent,
a lack of
that's a
education
big
is
thing.
not helpful.
No, for anything.
Taking education away from people is not a good idea.
No. You know
So-
what? It's not going to make them what they're not. They can't be what they're not if just because they're hearing about something, right?
That's right. Because I mean, let's face it. I heard about being straight for my whole life. and
Yeah.
That didn't work.
See? There you go. But you know what I mean? It's
I know
like
what you mean.
information can't hurt. It's not going to encourage people to go out and make babies. I mean, really. It might protect your kid who's online a lot more than you were and might be getting bullied or maneuvered into a sexual relationship with somebody that they think is 16 and in essence they're like 85.
Yeah, all that sexting and stuff and consent.
know.
Consent.
Consent's huge.
Well, we know that it's huge. Look
Yeah.
what's going on in the world.
People don't know. Women, from my perspective, obviously, women, young girls don't know where the line is. They don't know what consent is because they're not sure enough of themselves to be able to say, you know what, even this, if I don't want it, don't do it, right? So we need to teach them. So we need education. So there.
I like when you get on your soapbox. I'm not the only one. Anyway, I talked to Marcy about that, and Marcy's take on it, and she said from the perspective of the ADSB was that they just want to do what the path that they've been on, which
Right.
is basically human rights and all that stuff. And
Right.
anyway, that's 10:30.
Yeah, 10:30.
Live.
But we're talking EQAO.
Yeah, now
results
you're
more.
talking about the scores,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, you jumped to the sex ed thing.
I'm sorry, but
That's okay,
it was just
'cause that's one of
my
your
passion.
things.
But anyway, the scores will be interesting to hear what
Yeah.
they're going to do. How do you fix
Yeah.
that? Okay, so what's next? Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday.
Right after this, Lisa Caricato from Canadian Mental Health Association. Stay with us.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Walking on sunshine, whoa, I'm walking on sunshine, whoa.
Well, welcome to live television where anything can happen. And as it turns out, Lisa Caricato was unavailable to be here this morning. So instead of the interview for Wellness Wednesday talking about mental health, we're going to talk about Halloween. There's an event coming up on the Halloween at the Grand Theater sponsored by Ghost. So take a look at this interview and maybe you'll be interested in hanging out with some spirits on Halloween. Open myself up to it and it never happens, but it's happened to you.
Are you sure you want to?
I don't know. It's happened to both of you, and that's how you ended up. Well, first of all, you've known each other for a long time, like 20 plus
25
Many
years.
moons already. Yeah.
25
The
years.
honeymoon's over.
Many moons.
Many moons.
No, many moons. Many moons.
Many moons ago.
Yes.
And you shared an experience that was sort of life-changing. You don't go into a lot of detail, but it was something
That's for a whole different show. Like,
Whole
you
other
need at
show.
least an hour on that show.
But needless to say that it was something to do with the paranormal.
Oh,
Yes.
And it was
Yes.
very impactful. And then years later, you continued to sort of, well, you tell the story.
well, I kept investigating. I was asked by a team to join them, so I did my thing with them.
Yeah.
We decided to start another team,
so you branched off and you formed Ghost?
me and two others.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So we were talking about this experience from years ago that we had with Christine.
Yeah.
So I contacted her, like, hey, let's meet up. We'll talk about stories.
All those
And
years
then-
later?
After 25
all the
years,
years
yeah.
later.
And what did you think?
I said, "Oh my God, you're going back."
Yeah.
So
And I did hesitate.
Yeah.
hesitate because it was a significant experience. But
I think I'd mentioned it to you a couple times, eh?
yeah, in passing, you ran into me in
Yeah.
the mall, and in passing, and you kept bringing it up, and I kept thinking, I don't
So
know.
finally she came.
So your paths
Like-
were crossing. I mean, you did sort of stay in touch over the years, kind of.
Actually, we didn't for quite a
No,
while.
for a long
and,
time, yeah.
and it just all of a sudden, poof, one
Just
day I
happened.
think I ran into
And
him in
you
the mall.
said, "Okay, I'm in."
I said, okay, I'm
Yeah.
in.
And then everything
then
just
you-
fell into place, and
Then you joined the team.
I joined the
Yeah.
team. yeah.
And there's about 5 of you right now?
it's 5 right now, yeah.
5 investigators. And so now, switching topics just a little bit to go to
Sure.
Christine, not that it really has any direct relevance to your work with Ghost, but you are Wicca, or do you say I am Wiccan?
Wiccan.
You are Wiccan.
Yes.
And so, which means what? Explain what Wicca.
Okay, so to the layman's term, they're going to say that that means that I'm a witch.
She's, if you know what, if you're
With a
witch,
W.
With
you're
a
one of
W.
the nicest witches I've ever met.
Thank you.
All right? And I do know some other Wiccans.
Yes, yes.
Anyway,
So,
come on.
but the term witch actually really doesn't mean a lot. It's a very overused term. It's been degraded over time,
Right.
and very negative connotations
The way you
to
put
it.
it to me was that it's very much about the universe and being in tune with nature and
That's right.
appreciating all
It's
the
very
gifts.
similar to many other religions. I find it extremely similar to First Nations beliefs. We believe in the planet. We believe in energy. We believe in positivity. We believe in loving each other, loving everyone around you, regardless of race, religion, sex, age. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We love everyone, and we want to share that love with others. We want to share that love with the planet, with the animals, respect the planet as it is. And so we use a lot of herbs and a lot of natural things to get through our day-to-day lives. We live by the moon and sun cycles just like they did years and years
I know
ago.
a lot of people these days who use herbs to get by their day-to-day lives.
Yes, that I won't comment on. That's a whole other religion in itself, I think.
Break time.
But yeah.
So, but very much a lot of spirit.
Yes.
Spirit. Would you say spirituality?
Yes.
Would you say that? I mean, is that fair to say that?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
Connected to spirit.
And so now here we are, and you deal with the paranormal. You've had experiences in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, yeah.
So how do people find you? Do they reach out to you and say, I've got a house, or I've got a place, I've got a
That's
location?
exactly what they do. They get a hold of us on Facebook, and it's always me they message. They don't message any of the other crew. It's always me, and I'm not the personable guy, but, I got to do it anyways, right? It's always me, but, it's always...
So, and then what do you do? So let's say I call you and I say, okay, hey Jay, my name is Tim and I live in a 111-year-old house and I think that there's things going on. Can you come over? And you,
Well, I'll ask you questions.
Okay.
And I'll get back to you. I'll talk to the team, and then, a couple members, they'll get back to you. We got to see if it's even worth investigating. See
Right.
if, I mean,
I might be a crackpot. People
somebody
have said that about me in the past, Jay.
somebody will sneak away, go in your bathroom, check your medicine cabinet, like, yeah, okay, we're out of here,
All right. So you do some background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We try to get background info on the property as well.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
A lot of research in
And
this.
so when you go to research, when you go to actually investigate, do you, when you see like Ghostbusters and stuff and they have the backpacks and the and things and then beep, 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 and the readers, do you
We
guys,
have lots of beeping things,
you
but
have
it's not a big backpack.
Oh,
But we
okay.
do have lots of
no,
beeping
you're going
things.
through with
but do you
Kate.
do energy source stuff like?
Oh yeah, you got to go
Yeah.
through. Well, first of all, you got to go through the whole house or wherever. With your K2 meter, your EMF meter, you got to read all the power readings to see if there is high energy, because that alters the mind a little bit. And if everything is low, then we're good to go, and we start our investigation. But
We
you
have to
always
rule
have.
out. We have to
you
rule
always
out.
have to start with the EMF and K2 readings.
You have to rule out things that could be interfering, that could be causing these levels. Okay.
Right.
So our first job is to debunk. Well,
Debunk?
actually, our first job is to interview the client and find out how they're feeling.
Okay.
Because no matter what, whether they are truly experiencing something or not, we always are respectful of that person.
Right.
Everything is confidential, everything's private, we do not share their information. We want them to know that they can talk to us and they can trust us to tell us whatever it is they're seeing, regardless of how crazy it sounds.
And I'll tell the audience right now, in the pre-interview, I was talking to you guys and I was trying to get information out of you and you wouldn't spill anything. So you obviously take this confidentiality very,
yeah.
very seriously.
We have contracts, we have everything.
You do, right?
Yes,
You
we
make
do.
them sign and that, yeah.
Once your name gets out and like all these people, they betrayed our trust, and then they
That would
tell
ruin
it-
everything for you.
That ruins everything.
ruins
yeah.
everything, yeah.
Right, and you've worked hard. How long have you been working at this now? At Ghost? At
Ghost
well,
itself, 3 years
All
just
right.
in Ghost. I've been doing it for about 4 or 5.
And you also said not only do you go and do investigations, you actually can do cleansings?
Oh yeah, we do removals as well.
Removals.
Yeah.
And service is free of charge unless there's some hazard. Is that what you
Right,
said? Is that
so
how you
what we
described
do
it
is
to
all
me?
investigations are for free because we want to
Removal
use the
serv-
information to learn.
Yeah.
And that's what we're there for. We're there to learn more about spirit. We're there to learn more about things that we don't understand, and we're there to teach what we know to other people. If at some point any type of spirit or entity needs to be removed, at that point one of our members may be put into danger, and so that's when we ask for
donation.
Just some small donation,
Something
doesn't matter,
small to
even
help
just
out.
something.
Right.
Because it's, you know, the caster, whether it's going to be Wiccan, whether it's going to be Christian, some kind of native removal, that caster puts themselves at risk.
This is wild. So now, if people, now I know, I told you off air that Edie Suriano from the Bushplane Museum said you guys could go in there, and I want to come with you. But meanwhile, if there's other people who have any interest, first of all, in meeting you and maybe talking to you, going for coffee and chatting about joining the team, that's one thing they could do. You're probably pretty particular about who gets to join.
Oh, yeah.
But then the outreach
Got some
then...
bad experiences there.
But the outreach then is really to people who might have a place where you could go. If they're interested in having you visit them and do an investigation, then you'd love for them to reach out to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so Mike's going to put up on the screen an email address, and there it is right there. So let's talk it through. It's, what is the email address? It's ghost.
Ghost.ssm.on at
Is it
gmail.
.on or don't want?
.ont. I'm sorry,
I thought so.
.ont.
I can't read that
Ghost.ssm.ont@gmail.com.
Yes.
And they're going to write to you, and they can say, I've got a home. Now, and businesses, you said, there are a lot of businesses in Sault Ste. Marie that are in very old buildings.
Yeah.
So reach out to them, and maybe they could come in and find out what's going on in your store.
Can I give you one little story?
Yes.
Facebook as well.
Okay.
Facebook.
Ghost
Call
with a
me.
period in between each one.
We did this one business investigation. Place was empty. We allowed them to have one employee there. So the place was empty after hours. And so we did our investigation. We go home, we're going through the evidence. And my favorite part out of any investigation I ever done was all you can hear is this mama, mama, and then little footsteps run away. You hear it twice.
Yeah.
There was no kids in the place.
I don't like that story.
How do you debunk something like that?
I can give you a small
maybe I should read-
tidbit of when we had our first experience, and I'll give the smallest part of it because there was a whole lot that happened to us when we were younger.
Yeah.
But I remember being in this area. It was a private property. We had drove our vehicles in the sand. And the boys thought they heard something in the bush, and of course they leave the 16-year-old girl in the car by herself, right? So they're off running in the bush, and I'm thinking it's a raccoon or
Not
whatever
running
it
away
is.
in fear, running to
No,
explore.
running because I thought they were
check
going to
it
jump
out.
out and scare
Yeah.
me or whatever. And when they came back, we looked at we were walking around the vehicle, and there were hoof prints in the sand on top of the tire tracks that we had just made, and there was nobody there. So when we came back 25 years later and went to that same place to do an investigation, I hear him holler for me over the radio,
Hoof prints.
"Get over here!" And there's hoof prints.
Sand.
Okay, I just
All
got
these
total
years
goosebumps.
later.
Yeah.
All
So
these-
that's all I'm going to tell you because the rest you would probably have me committed. But
Yeah.
I am
that's-
so going to the Bushplane Museum with you guys.
we would love to have you.
Okay.
Fine, yeah, we'll
And we'll
take
bring one of
But
those
we
night
do have
vision
rules.
cameras.
We do have rules.
Bring the camera.
I'll be good. I promise I'll be good. That's hard for me. Okay. I can't thank you enough, Jay McLean and Christine Starzomski from Ghost. Look them up, folks. Facebook or that email address that we put up there. If you want them to come and investigate, let them know. I think this is so cool. Thanks for joining us on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm going to have you back again.
Yes.
Okay,
we're
we're going to
game.
do it. All right. Stay tuned for more on Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. I love it.
And that's our show for today. Thanks so much for watching.
See you tomorrow. There is no more.